Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, smash that subscribe button because today we're diving into something absolutely insane. We're talking about GTA 6 again. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by Christmas, so I'm not holding anything back. This is the full breakdown, the complete picture, everything we know about the map, the story, the characters, the new gameplay mechanics, and all the juicy details that have been leaking out over the past few months. And let me tell you right now, this game is massive. Like, we're not talking about just another GTA game, we're talking about the biggest, most ambitious open world experience Rockstar has ever created. The map is huge, the story is deeper than anything we've seen before, and the level of detail they're putting into this game is going to blow your mind. So grab your snacks, get comfortable, because this is going to be a long one. We've got 20 minutes of pure GTA 6 content coming at you. I'm going to break down every major location in Vice City, talk about Lucia and Jason's story, dive into the new gameplay mechanics, discuss the graphics improvements, and even touch on some of the wildest theories and leaks that have been circulating. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why GTA 6 is going to change gaming forever. So let's not waste any more time, let's get into it. Alright, first things first, let's talk about the map, because this is where things get absolutely wild. GTA 6's map is being described as the largest, most detailed map Rockstar has ever created. And when I say large, I mean large. We're talking about a map that could be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 times the size of GTA 5's entire map, including the ocean. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but isn't a bigger map sometimes just empty space? And you'd be right to ask that question, because plenty of games have fallen into that trap. But this is Rockstar we're talking about. They don't do empty space. Every inch of their maps is filled with detail, with life, with things to discover. And from what we've seen in the trailers and from what insiders have been saying, GTA 6 is taking that philosophy to a whole new level. The map is centered around Vice City, which is obviously Rockstar's version of Miami, Florida. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not just Vice City. The map reportedly includes multiple cities, towns, and diverse environments. We're talking about urban areas, suburban neighborhoods, swamplands, beaches, the Everglades, small rural towns, and possibly even more. Some leaks have suggested that the map could include areas inspired by the Florida Keys, which would be absolutely insane, because imagine cruising down a highway that connects a chain of tropical islands. That's movie-level stuff right there. Let me paint you a picture of what we know so far. Vice City itself is going to be split into multiple distinct districts. You've got your downtown area with massive skyscrapers, neon lights, and that classic Miami Art Deco architecture. Then you've got Vice Beach, which is clearly inspired by South Beach with its beachfront properties, nightclubs, and that party atmosphere that Miami is famous for. There's also going to be a port area, industrial zones, and what looks like a more run-down, gritty part of the city where criminal activity thrives. But Vice City is just the beginning. One of the most exciting things about this map is the variety. Rockstar has reportedly gone all in on creating different biomes and environments, so you're not just stuck in a city. You can drive 20 minutes out and find yourself in the middle of swamplands filled with alligators and shanty houses. Drive another direction and you're in a wealthy suburban area with massive mansions and golf courses. Keep going and you hit small rural towns that feel completely different from the urban chaos of Vice City. And here's something that's been heavily rumored. The map might expand over time. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. There's been talk that Rockstar might add new areas to the map post-launch, kind of like how they've been updating GTA Online over the years, but instead of just adding small locations, they could add entire new cities or regions. Imagine if 6 months after launch, they suddenly drop an update that adds a new city to the north or opens up a completely new island. That would keep the game fresh for years. The verticality of the map is also something people are excited about. In GTA 5, most of the action happened on ground level. Sure, you had some mountains and buildings, but it wasn't really a focus. In GTA 6, Rockstar is apparently emphasizing verticality way more. We're talking about taller skyscrapers that you can actually enter and explore, multi-level highways and overpasses, underground areas like subway systems and tunnels, and even underwater sections that are more detailed than ever before. Speaking of underwater, let's talk about that for a second, because this is something Rockstar has been teasing. The ocean and underwater areas in GTA 6 are reportedly going to be way more important than in previous games. We're not just talking about a few shipwrecks to explore. We're talking about full underwater ecosystems, hidden caves, smuggling routes, and maybe even underwater bases or facilities. The rumors suggest that there will be missions that take place entirely underwater, which would be a first for the series.
The level of detail in this map is what really sets it apart, though. In the trailers, we've seen things like realistic traffic patterns, NPCs actually doing believable activities, weather systems that look incredibly realistic, and environments that feel alive. Rockstar has always been great at this, but GTA 6 looks like it's taking immersion to a completely different level. One of the coolest things I've heard is that the map will have dynamic elements. What I mean by that is that certain areas might change over time as you play through the story. Buildings might get constructed or destroyed, businesses might open or close, and the overall feel of certain neighborhoods could shift based on your actions. This would make the world feel way more reactive and alive than anything we've seen before. Now, let's break down some of the specific locations we know about or have seen in the trailers. Because when I say this map is detailed, I mean every location has been crafted with care. Vice Beach. This is basically GTA's version of South Beach, and it looks absolutely stunning. In Trailer 2, we got some beautiful shots of the beachfront with its Art Deco buildings, palm trees, and crystal clear water. This area is going to be packed with nightclubs, restaurants, hotels, and that party atmosphere. I can already imagine the missions that are going to take place here. High-speed chases down Ocean Drive, shootouts in crowded nightclubs, maybe even some undercover missions where you have to blend in with the wealthy party crowd. Downtown Vice City. This is the heart of the city, the financial district with massive skyscrapers and corporate buildings. From what we've seen, this area looks incredibly dense and vertical. The streets are narrow and packed with traffic, and the buildings tower above you. This is where you'll probably find the big corporate missions, maybe some heist planning, and definitely some intense rooftop chases or shootouts.
Port Vice. Every GTA game needs a port area, and GTA 6 is no exception. This industrial area is going to be crucial for smuggling operations, drug running, and probably some of the game's most intense action sequences. Think massive cargo ships, warehouses filled with contraband, and the kind of gritty, dangerous atmosphere that makes you feel like you're in the middle of a crime thriller. The Everglades. This is one of the most exciting additions to the map. The Everglades are basically massive wetlands, and Rockstar has recreated them in incredible detail. We're talking about swamps, airboat rides, alligators, isolated houses on stilts, and probably some really creepy atmospheric missions. I can totally see some horror-inspired missions taking place here. Maybe some backwoods criminals operating out of the swamps, or even some supernatural-themed side missions. Kelly County. This appears to be the rural countryside area of the map. Think farms, small towns, trailer parks, and dirt roads. It's basically GTA 6's version of Blaine County from GTA 5, but with a Florida twist. This area is going to provide a nice contrast to the urban chaos of Vice City. You'll probably find redneck characters, maybe some illegal moonshine operations, and definitely some high-speed chases through the countryside. Homestead. Based on leaks, this seems to be a suburban area with a mix of middle-class and wealthy neighborhoods. This is where you'll find shopping malls, chain restaurants, residential streets, and that classic suburban American feel. It might not sound exciting, but Rockstar is great at finding the drama and absurdity in everyday suburban life. The prison. We've seen Lucia in what appears to be a prison or jail in multiple trailers, and this location is definitely going to play a significant role in the story. Whether it's just for flashback sequences or whether we'll actually have gameplay sections set in a prison, this is clearly an important location. The Florida Keys rumored. This is one of the most exciting rumors. If true, GTA 6 could include a chain of small islands connected by a long highway, similar to the real Florida Keys. Imagine the gameplay possibilities: island hopping, boat chases between islands, hidden smuggler caves, luxury resorts, and that tropical paradise vibe. This would add so much variety to the map. I'm not saying this is confirmed, but imagine if a year or 2 years after launch, Rockstar drops a massive expansion that adds a whole new city. That would be insane. Each of these locations isn't just a backdrop. Rockstar fills their world with detail. Every building tells a story, every street corner has something happening, and every area has its own unique flavor and personality. That's what makes Rockstar games special, and GTA 6 is taking it to the next level. Alright, now let's talk about the story, because this is where GTA 6 is doing something completely different from any other game in the series. For the first time ever, we're getting dual protagonists that you can switch between, and one of them is the series' first playable female protagonist. Let's talk about Lucia. Lucia is the character we've seen the most of in the trailers. She's clearly been in prison, and the story seems to revolve around her trying to rise up in the criminal underworld after her release. From what we can piece together, she's tough, she's street smart, and she's not gonna let anyone push her around. The prison scene suggests she's already been through some serious stuff, and now she's out and looking to make a name for herself. What's interesting about Lucia is that she represents something new for the GTA series. This isn't just a female character for the sake of having a female character. Rockstar is clearly putting real thought into her character, her motivations, and her story. From the dialogue we've heard in the trailers, she's got personality, she's got attitude, and she's got depth. She's not just a generic tough girl. She feels like a real person with real problems and real ambitions. Then we have Jason, who who appears to be Lucia's partner in crime and possibly her romantic partner as well. The dynamic between these two is giving off serious Bonnie and Clyde vibes, which is perfect for a GTA game. Jason seems like the more impulsive, reckless one, while Lucia appears to be more calculating and strategic. This kind of contrast between characters is exactly what makes for great storytelling. The relationship between Lucia and Jason is going to be central to the story. Based on what we've seen, they're in this together, building their criminal empire from the ground up. But like any good crime story, there's gonna be tension, conflict, and probably some betrayals along the way. The question is, will they stick together until the end, or will their partnership fall apart?
One of the most intriguing aspects of having dual protagonists is how the story will be structured. In GTA 5, you could switch between Michael, Franklin, and Trevor at will, and each character had their own storylines that eventually converged. GTA 6 seems to be doing something similar, but with just two characters. The relationship between them is going to be even more important. There are rumors that the story will span multiple time periods. Some scenes might be flashbacks, showing how Lucia and Jason met, how they got into crime, and what led to Lucia's imprisonment. Other scenes will be in the present day as they build their empire. This non-linear storytelling would be perfect for GTA, allowing Rockstar to really develop these characters and show their evolution. The tone of the story seems to be more grounded and serious compared to GTA 5. Don't get me wrong, there will still be humor and satire, that's what GTA is known for, but the overall vibe seems less cartoonish and more realistic. Lucia and Jason feel like real criminals in a real world, not over-the-top caricatures. This could be Rockstar's attempt to tell a more mature, dramatic crime story while still keeping that GTA edge. One thing that's got people talking is the moral ambiguity of the characters. In previous GTA games, the protagonists were usually somewhat sympathetic, even if they were criminals. But Lucia and Jason might be different. They might be genuinely bad people doing genuinely bad things. And that can make for a really interesting story where you're not necessarily rooting for them to succeed, but you're fascinated by their journey. Anyway, the criminal underworld they're navigating seems incredibly diverse. From what we've seen in the trailers, Miami's criminal landscape includes drug cartels, street gangs, corrupt politicians, wealthy crime bosses, and maybe even some international criminal organizations. Lucia and Jason are going to have to navigate all of this, making alliances, making enemies, and trying to come out on top. Let's talk about the themes and the kind of missions we can expect from GTA 6's story. Because there's one thing Rockstar is great at, it's creating missions that are both fun to play and meaningful to the story. One of the major themes seems to be the American dream gone wrong. Lucia and Jason are trying to achieve success and wealth, but they're doing it through crime because that's the only path they see available to them. This is classic GTA territory, the satirical look at American society and the pursuit of money at any cost. But in GTA 6, it might be less satirical and more tragic. These characters might be genuinely trying to escape poverty and build a better life, but crime is dragging them deeper into darkness. Another theme is partnership and trust. The relationship between Lucia and Jason is going to be tested constantly. Can they trust each other? What happens when their goals diverge? What happens if one of them wants out, but the other wants to keep going? These are the kinds of dramatic questions that could make GTA 6's story really compelling. The setting of Vice City also brings themes of excess, wealth, inequality, and cultural diversity. Miami is a city of contrasts, wealthy tourists partying on the beach, while just a few blocks away, people are struggling to survive. GTA 6 is definitely going to explore this, showing the glamorous side of Vice City alongside the gritty, desperate side. As for missions, we can expect a mix of classic GTA action and some new mechanics. Based on leaks and rumors, here are some of the mission types we might see. Heists. This is a no-brainer. GTA 5's heist missions were some of the best in the game, and GTA 6 is going to expand on that formula. We're talking about elaborate, multi-part heists that require planning, preparation, and execution. You might have to case locations, recruit crew members, acquire equipment, and then pull off the heist with multiple approaches available. Drug running. Given the Miami setting and the crime story, drug smuggling is definitely going to be a major part of the game. This could involve everything from picking up shipments in the Everglades to making deals with cartels to distributing product across the city. Prison missions. Since we know Lucia has been in prison, there might be flashback missions that take place inside a prison showing how she survived and built her reputation. Or maybe there are missions where you have to break someone out of prison or deal with prison gangs. Undercover operations. There are rumors that some missions might involve going undercover, pretending to be someone you're not, to infiltrate criminal organizations or corrupt institutions. This would add a stealth and social element to the game that we haven't really seen before in GTA.
Gang wars. Vice City's criminal underworld is crowded, and Lucia and Jason are going to have to fight for territory. Gang war missions could involve taking over neighborhoods, defending your turf, and wiping out rival organizations. Infiltration missions. With taller buildings and more verticality, we might see missions where you have to infiltrate corporate buildings, penthouses, or other secure locations. Think scaling buildings, hacking security systems, and avoiding detection. Chase sequences. GTA is known for its epic chases, and GTA 6 is going to take them to the next level. High-speed chases through crowded city streets, boat chases through the canals and ocean, maybe even helicopter chases through downtown Vice City. Side missions with consequences. Rockstar has talked about making choices matter more in GTA 6, so side missions might actually affect the main story. Maybe if you help a certain character in a side mission, they'll help you later in the story. Or maybe betraying someone in a side mission closes off certain opportunities. The mission structure itself might be more flexible than previous games. Instead of following a completely linear path, you might have multiple missions available at once, and the order you complete them could affect how things play out. This would give players more agency and make each playthrough feel a bit different. Now let's get into the gameplay mechanics and new features, because this is where GTA 6 is really going to blow people away. Rockstar has had almost a decade to develop this game, and they've been using that time to refine and improve every aspect of the gameplay. Improved AI. One of the biggest improvements is the AI. NPCs in GTA 6 are going to be way more realistic and believable. In the trailers, we've seen NPCs doing normal everyday activities, having conversations, reacting realistically to their environment. They're not just walking in circles anymore. They have routines, they have lives, and they react to you in more intelligent ways. If you commit a crime, witnesses will actually pull out their phones and call the cops or record you. If you're hiding, NPCs will search for you more intelligently instead of just forgetting you exist.
Advanced physics. The physics system has been completely overhauled. Vehicle physics look more realistic, with cars having proper weight and handling characteristics. Damage is more detailed, with vehicles deforming realistically in crashes. Character physics are also improved, with more natural movements and animations. If you get shot, your character will react based on where they were hit. If you fall, you'll tumble and roll realistically. Weather and environment. The weather system is next level. We're talking about realistic storms with heavy rain, lightning, and flooding. Hurricanes might even be a thing in Vice City, which would be insane. Imagine trying to complete a mission while a hurricane is tearing through the city. The environment is also more interactive. You can swim in pools, actually sit down in restaurants and eat, enter way more buildings, and interact with objects in more meaningful ways. Expanded weapon system. The weapon system is getting a major upgrade. More realistic weapon handling, better gunplay, and more variety in weapons. There are rumors of a more detailed customization system where you can modify weapons with attachments and upgrades. Melee combat is supposed to be improved with more fighting styles and smoother animations. Vehicle variety and customization. GTA 6 is going to have hundreds of vehicles, everything from sports cars and motorcycles to boats, jet skis, helicopters, and planes. The customization options are reportedly way more detailed than GTA 5. You can modify performance parts, change paint jobs, add custom interiors, and even modify the sound of your exhaust. There might even be electric vehicles in the game reflecting modern automotive trends. Swimming and diving. Swimming has been improved significantly. Your characters can swim faster, dive deeper, and stay underwater longer. There might even be scuba gear for extended underwater exploration. Underwater sections are going to be more detailed with better visibility and more things to discover. Property and business management. This is a big one. In GTA 6, you'll be able to buy properties and businesses and actually manage them. Not just buy them and forget about them like in GTA 5. We're talking about actually running businesses, making decisions that affect their profitability, and seeing the consequences. You might own a nightclub and have to deal with staffing, entertainment, and keeping customers happy. Or you might own a drug operation and have to manage production, distribution, and dealing with rival gangs. Character customization. Both Lucia and Jason will have extensive customization options. Clothing, hairstyles, tattoos, accessories, even body modifications. Rockstar is apparently going all in on letting players create unique versions of these characters. Your choices might even affect how NPCs react to you. Dress like a thug and people might be intimidated. Dress fancy and you might get treated differently. Social systems. GTA 6 is adding more social elements. You can take friends out, go on dates, hang out with other characters, and build relationships. These aren't just meaningless side activities either. Building relationships with characters might unlock new missions, opportunities, or support during missions. If you're close with a certain character, they might help you out during a difficult mission. Dialogue choices. This is huge. For the first time in a GTA game, you might actually have dialogue choices during missions and conversations. These choices could affect how missions play out, what rewards you get, or even how the story progresses. Rockstar isn't turning GTA into a full RPG, but they're adding more player agency. So what do you all think? Will Trailer 3 hit in January, or will Rockstar surprise us even sooner?
Drop your predictions in the comments, and if you're hyped, smash the like button and subscribe for the latest on GTA. Catch you all in the next one.